Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to Mike Vecchione Investigates, another fantastic episode on tap for you guys today. We're taping on Monday. I'm not sure when this comes out. I don't know how the Gas Digital Network universe really happens, but we're taping for you live. It's live taping now. And big news right off the bat, Shannon is missing, Natalie? She's missing.
She is.
She's out. She's not in the studio right now. We're missing Shannon. And what was the reason, Shannon, or Natalie, I wanted to call you? Do you get offended when a man calls you the wrong name, Natalie?
I mean, in this case, I think it's fair because she is such an integral part of the show.
She
integral.
claims
that she's... Oh, should I look that up? Sorry.
No, she's an intergirl. Intergirl was the joke. We're off to a slow start here at Mike Vecchione Investigates, but we're thrown because Shannon is missing.
She claims
Natalie,
she's
what?
At the doctor.
She's at the doctor.
Her words.
That's what she said. She had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a fake excuse? Am I the only one that thinks that that's fake? I have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, because no one's going to check her on that.
Well, I mean, we should get a note. Back in the day, you would get a note from the doctor. It would be required for her to come back to work without being penalized, which I don't know what penalization here is at the Gas Digital Network. Apparently, it's going to the small studio because we've been penalized several times. Thank you, Natalie. Natalie, you're on your P's and Q's today. You've been training, Natalie,
Thank you.
with the horns. Okay, so Shannon, we will get back to that investigation as to why our number one producer. I'm sorry, Natalie, you're quickly you're fast rising, but Shannon is still the number one producer on the show. Is out of commission. We will get to the bottom of that investigation. But first, I have to bring in our guest. He's not really a guest. He's elevated himself from his last performance to junior investigator. Anthony Zenhauser is here again.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
Mike?
buddy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
Well, you killed it last show so hard that I go, this guy's not a guest. This guy has to be part of the show. So I've come with some topics, and I want your investigative angle on it because you were so good last time. It's like, is this a cop team that we are now? Are we investigating stuff? It's like we're coming from different jurisdictions, but we still like are working together in a joint task force type thing. Did you feel that last time?
No, not at all. But let's see how this one goes.
Okay, all right. Well, you didn't feel it at all. It was one-sided, and it was not reciprocal, which is a word that we're going to use right now. That's when you take a fraction and you flip it upside down, and it's not reciprocal what Anthony and I just felt. I felt a certain way. Anthony did not return that feeling, so it was kind of like one-sided. And
I was told I was brought in because you didn't have a guest today. That was what I was told in the text message.
Right.
You said, "Come in. Can you come in today at 4:00?" And you texted me at 3:54.
Right.
So I don't know exactly if this was a pre-planned thing. I mean, and you.
But does that matter to you, or is it more about the investigation and getting to the bottom of stuff? Or you are an ego guy? Do you let your ego get in the way of stuff?
No, I mean, I don't think that there's an ego situation. I feel like, I refer to my favorite models. Like I'm a big fan of the modeling industry.
Yeah.
And when it comes to their professionalism, and there's an old saying that 90% of everything is throwing up.
Oh, that's good. That's from the modeling industry.
That's from the modeling
Okay, that's from
agency.
modeling. This is from the investigative industry.
Oh,
And in the investigative industry, we don't have an ego, Anthony. It's about the investigation. It's about solving crimes
Right.
or getting to the bottom of stuff. That's what it is.
Well,
for
that's
us
why I'm here for you, man. I wanted to come in and support you because I know what you're doing is important.
It is important stuff. And our fans think it's very important. And we love to break the fourth wall. And we love to, just break the fourth wall with our fingers and poke them in their head while they're sleeping on their, most of them have futons.
Right.
And not ready for a bed yet, like a real adult. So they have futons that folds into a couch.
It's hard to fit. It's hard to fit a bed in a studio.
Right. I mean, if only they did live in studios. The more successful ones do live in studios. The other ones still live in a parent's basement.
Really?
They're crashing on couches, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, but we break the fourth wall with our finger and we put them right in your temple and we go, wake up, and get successful. Stop it. So that's what we're really about here, Anthony, as you know from your last appearance. But it's not about did I get the call first or how long ago did I get booked for this. It's just about getting up, getting your black cap on, and then getting in here and starting the investigation. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, that was a good riff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think our fans thought so.
Did you? Yeah, the ones that you poked probably don't.
No, they do. They appreciate my
they
tough
like being
love.
they like being
They
poked
love
by
it.
you.
And actually, they love it, Anthony.
All right. Well, sorry. I want to make a formal apology then to all your fans.
Anthony,
out there.
you can win it back by doing some solid investigating.
I will. I'll do my best, man.
But what's going on with you first? We have to get into it. I'm not going to treat you like a guest because you're not one. You're not one. You're an investigator now. But it's like when we go home for the weekend, when we're investigating on Friday, and we come back in on Monday, I'll go, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah. So it's not real.
It is real, but before we get back into the case that we dropped off on Friday, let's say we work together at a real precinct, and then Monday morning I'll go, how was the weekend? Right. We'll have a little banter before we get back into solving the double homicide that we have to solve.
If you feel that's the most important thing about the beginning of the show.
Do you understand anything about rapport, or are you just a robot? Are you a robot man?
I don't know. I don't know what the question means.
Rapport.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever heard of rapport?
No.
Natalie, can we look it up?
Is it something that involves owning a futon?
It's rapport. It's a
because it's
a relationship
you're
between
real
two,
poor.
a close and harmonious relationship in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate. Rapport.
Okay.
Same wavelength, Anthony.
Right.
Same page.
Okay.
Are you on the same page as me? Because it doesn't feel like it right now.
I'm catching up.
It feels like you're poking holes into everything I say. And save that for the investigation.
Okay.
Now, how was your weekend? Did you go on the road?
No. It was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. I was hanging out.
Right.
Just hanging out. I was hanging at home. I'd like to go on the road. I mean, if you ever have anything open, like you promised last time, you're like, dude, come on the show next time. I'll get you some spots.
Well, I'll keep it in mind.
I'm still waiting.
I'll keep it in mind. Send me a tape.
Still waiting.
Send me a tape.
Again,
anyway, what?
All right. I'll send you another tape.
Send me 5 clean.
Okay, 5 clean tapes?
5 clean tapes.
Okay.
5 clean tapes without you on them. Just tapes. Just clean tapes.
Okay.
Blank tapes.
I'll work on that.
So you were just hanging out. Thank you. There's so much to get into there.
Yeah.
It was so juicy what you said. I was in Houston all weekend.
Oh, wow.
I'll bring something. I was in Houston all weekend, and shout out to the riot.
You okay?
The riot. Shout out to the riot. It's not a variant.
Okay.
I know that's what you were going to say, and it's not one.
It's not one.
It was my own mucous membranes. Shout out to the riot in Houston. It's a great club, and Brian and Drew, and it was a lot of fun. And we did 4 shows, and the shows were fantastic. And I ate some great barbecue. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever had it.
I've heard of
barbecue.
it.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Barbecue. It's unbelievable. And Tex-Mex, which I know your policy's on the border, so I won't get into that. But
Right.
the food is delicious.
Right.
It's very, very good. So I had both of those things as meals because I'm over my food poisoning. And I don't know if you've been listening to this podcast, but the week before I had food poisoning.
Somebody tried to inform me, and I chose to ignore.
You chose to ignore my food poisoning?
Well, I got a message. I looked at who it was, and I didn't look at it. But I'm glad you're fine.
Well, I am fine now, but I have food poisoning. And have you ever had it, Anthony?
No, is that like a gluten allergy
No,
or something?
it's not. It's not allergies. Believe me,
you sure?
I'm not allergic to stuff, dude. I have a tough constitution.
Okay.
You've known me for years.
But do I really know you?
Yeah, you do know me.
Okay, I feel like
You've seen me eat stuff probably off the street,
Yes.
Yeah,
I have seen that.
and I have never wilted. But this food poisoning brought me to my knees. I was crumbling. I was in the fetal position.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was in the fetal position. Most of our fans sleep that way. Mm-hmm. So I was in the fetal position. I was really struggling. I was doing the rocking back and forth because of food poisoning. Food poisoning is one of the worst things, I would think. It puts you in a severe state of trauma, if I could say that for our younger fans who use that word a lot.
Does it help if you own a rocking chair? Does it make it easier?
That actually would make it easier because the rocking back and forth, because the tension it builds up within you because it's so it just that the poisoning of the food gets in there and abuses your digestive system. It
Yeah.
smacks it around. I can feel it, and it's like some kind of a bacteria, I think, that's in the food that gets into your system and it just wreaks havoc on your system
Yeah.
without getting too
That's what they say.
descriptive. Mm-hmm. Who's they?
You know those people.
Those people, the nutritionists.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like rocking back and forth, and it was just a terrible, terrible experience. But then when you come out of it, you feel such a sense of peace. It's almost like enlightenment. It's almost like you just meditated.
Right.
Have you ever meditated, Anthony?
No, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
No.
On accident, you've meditated?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, your name is Zenhauser, the root being Zen.
I've woken up in strange places before.
Yeah.
After losing consciousness for 20 minutes.
Well,
I'm
that's
not sure
because
if
of
that's
ketamine.
Oh, I thought it
Your
was
ketamine addiction.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a blood sugar thing, but
No, it's a cat tranquilizer thing.
oh, probably
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
In your community, that's what you do.
Yes.
Cat tranquilizers.
Yeah. That's true.
Do you want to...
Do you want me to elaborate on that?
Well, yeah, I just think it's weird that you would want to feel like a tired cat. I mean, why? Why?
Well, I mean, our cats. I mean, what cats do for most of their lives is relax. It's
Most of
very,
their
it's
9
very
lives.
zen. Yeah, it is very zen to watch them meditate, to watch them hang out.
Right.
And as we're not cats, I mean, I'm not a biologist.
Yes.
I'm not sure what I am, but I know I'm not a cat. And I feel like it takes a little bit extra for somebody like myself to become a cat.
Yeah.
So sometimes ketamine is the right way to go.
But why would you want it? First of all, cats are jumpy and nervous, and I think, are you like that naturally? You don't seem that way.
I think you mean Jews.
Jewish people
Jewish people
are jumpy and nervous. Jew sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
I prefer to call them Jewish or chosen.
Or
Are the
juicy.
two things that are... Juicy is, doesn't... It's not applicable here, Anthony.
Okay.
Juicy.
Well, you learn I'm really trying to
Well,
figure out
and
how
I'm
things
also
work
trying
here.
to teach you about ethnicity.
Okay.
And juicy is not a term that we use for Jewish people. Jewish, chosens.
Right.
Those are the two acceptable ones that we will take here. I've been to Israel. I've been to the Promised Land.
Yeah. And they promise you a lot of stuff, don't
They
they?
do promise a lot.
They do.
They do.
Hey, you're going to
promise
have a
lot.
career, dude.
Yeah.
That's what they promised. And, well, we're here. So that's fine, though.
Well, that was before TikTok.
Right. Well, you're
And
getting
yeah.
there. A couple more, another few 100,000 followers.
Couple more ticks.
Couple more talks.
All right, guys, I want to take a second to talk about our friends over at rockauto.com. Hey there, auto mechanics and super cool do-it-yourself guys who work on their own cars. I want to tell you about rockauto.com. the online store with every auto part at the best prices. This is your one-stop shop for everything auto parts. RockAuto.com has been in business for 20 years, and they make it easy to find the parts you need at the best possible prices. No more talking to counter guys who need to order your parts, aren't really sure what you're looking for, never have quite what you need, and then after all the hassle, will still charge you storefront markups. At RockAuto.com, you can easily find everything you need, and whether you're a mechanic, an auto shop, or working on your own car, everyone has access to the same incredible pricing at RockAuto.com. So if you're a car guy, right now go to RockAuto.com and check out all the parts available for your car. You're going to have so much fun looking at car parts. So once more, go to RockAuto.com. No promo code needed, as their pricing is already that good. When you order, make sure to tell RockAuto.com that you heard about them on Mike Vecchione Investigates. RockAuto.com. All right, guys, let's get back into it. So that's what I was. I was at Houston this past weekend, which was fantastic, and Vancouver the weekend before, which was also fantastic. I just happened to catch some of the food poisonings, and it makes me think about Russia and Putin. That's how he just deals with his problems. He just poisons people.
Oh, sure.
He just quietly poisons people. He just goes, no, come back in the country. You're our friend. You're our friend. We just disagree. And then the next thing you know, that guy's poisoned.
Yeah.
And it's probably food poisoning. Because everybody's got to eat.
That's true. I think in Russia, it's just they just got eating in the country recently, so they're still working on some kinks.
Is that a kink? Eating?
Well, to some people, sure. Maybe watching somebody eat.
Right. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, especially
pretty hot.
Yeah.
This show's heating up. This show's heating up.
I feel like we're really gaining momentum.
We are gaining momentum. I'm trying to take your ketamine energy, and I'm trying to like triple it so that our fans don't fall asleep.
Right. Because then that would be uncomfortable on their futons.
Right. They have a couch bed. And I figure when they wake up, they turn it into a couch and they go, okay, it's time to like go to work today.
It's time to sit down on my couch.
Yes.
Right.
So they're on the couch and then they turn it into a bed.
Right.
It's the fans. They're the people who watch. And we need more of you. If we could have everybody who was on a futon watch this show, we would be viral. Is that what kids are saying? It would be lit. Natalie, is that what you guys are saying now? Lit?
Yeah, you could say that.
It's lit. It's lit up. Lit up is wrong. Lit up I added to it, but lit is what they say. They just go lit.
You got it. I mean, you're working on it.
I am working on it.
You're working on
it. It's not my age bracket.
Natalie, Liddy 5000. What do you think?
I don't know about that one.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. Notice that I didn't drink the Gas Digital coffee.
Yeah.
Because of the food poisoning.
Oh.
And I thought that it also could go into liquid.
Well, it's not. I'm not drinking the coffee here.
What are you drinking?
Semen.
Okay.
Mike, are you at liberty to say what food it was that poisoned you?
I'm not at liberty to say it.
Oh, okay. That's
it's just it happened, and it was traumatic. And I also had it in Vegas one year, and it was vicious. I mean, that was more vicious than the one I just experienced. But I'm wondering what people's food poisoning stories are. Especially, food poisoning is bad, especially if you're just in bed and you have to be by a bathroom. But food poisoning takes it to the next level when you actually have to travel or do something out. And Justin Silver, who was on the No Disrespect podcast, has the worst. He has the worst food poisoning story I've ever heard, where he was on a flight, a transcontinental flight over from Asia, I think, to here.
It's a very brave flight.
I mean,
it's a brave flight.
It's very because I said trans.
I don't know.
Continental.
It sounded brave.
Anthony, you're on fire today.
I'm trying.
You're a low energy sniper. That's why I brought you in.
I don't know about that.
And I brought you in, and I thought of you first.
I appreciate you.
So, is that good for your ego?
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're working on it.
Okay. Well, I want you to feel like a whole person.
Can you just finish the story?
Okay. So Justin flies from Hong Kong. Don't push. It's still my podcast.
No. I want you.
It's still my podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Let's not have a power struggle in front of young Natalie.
That's not what I heard in the back. But okay.
Are they going to take this from me?
I don't know.
Did you hear them talking about taking this podcast from me?
I'm late to the game today.
If they take this podcast from me, Natalie, you let everybody in the network know that I am not above doing arson to myself. I will do self-inflicted arson.
I will. I'll let them know.
And I know that Lewis will turn it into something at Skankfest, but I will do an arson on myself.
Like a roast.
No, yeah, kind of. That's what it would turn into.
Like
it's like, oh my God, you burning, dog.
Yeah.
You burning up, dog.
You're lit.
I would be lit.
On fire.
Yeah, I would be on fire.
Right.
But I know Gas Digital would just turn it into a meme or something.
Yeah.
And then put it on, and then everybody could laugh at it as they go on a retreat to Jamaica, which is what's happening at this.
How was that?
I heard it was pretty good. I don't know about it. I didn't go. I didn't go to that thing,
okay.
Anthony. I'm not part of the crew here.
Okay, all
Just
right.
coming to do my podcast. I'm not even aware that you're said that we would be canceled, and I'm sitting here believing you. Shannon is missing. Who knows?
She's getting things ready. She's actually doing the paperwork.
She could be getting ready. She could be getting ready to pull the rug out from under us.
Yeah.
And not tell me about it.
They heard things.
Well, they see the numbers.
Yeah.
So we're in danger. Thanks a lot, Futon people, for your support.
Yeah, you big jerks.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I got your back,
defense.
man.
Our fans aren't big jerks. The people watching are good.
Oh.
It's the people who aren't watching, who are on their futons, who are afraid to put us on or can't afford a computer.
I know, but share
debt.
a video, right?
Share a video once in a while so that it could go viral.
Yeah, like one.
Yeah, like one and then share.
Yeah.
And then subscribe.
Yeah.
So I have one more trip. I have two more trips left. I'm on the road with Nate Bargatze, and I think we're upstate Poughkeepsie in that area this weekend, and then next weekend I'm in Cleveland at Hilarities. So make sure if you're from Youngstown, Ohio, Rust Belt, baby. If you're in that area, you come out and you see me. It's not a choice. Come out and you see me. 4 shows, Friday and Saturday, Easter Sunday. Then I fly to Nashville and I tape my special. Okay, so that's what's happening with me. And I know it's not plugs, Natalie, so you could stop looking at me that way. I know it's not plugs, but it's a very special thing happening in my life.
I support you.
So,
Natalie, can I plug mine now?
No, it's not plug time. It was just a special thing for me.
Okay.
It was a special thing for me.
I thought you were doing... Okay.
No, I'm not doing plugs.
Okay. Just one.
We have to get to some content first because our fans are having a seizure right now because there's no content, Anthony.
I think it's going well.
I think it's actually better than I thought. Okay, let's go to the first. We're going right into the content. Anthony's not a guest. We're not going to delve into his personal life. Obviously, he's being tight-lipped about what he's been doing.
I'm an open
which
book.
sounds like it sounds secretive to me.
I'm an open
but I don't care. I'm not
book.
here for your personal life.
All
I'm
right.
here for your investigative skills.
All right.
You proved last time to be a useful and beneficial investigator, and that's why I brought you back in.
You sure it wasn't about the me not being accessible today or not being accessible? You needed somebody. Who was supposed to be here today? Just tell me.
No one was supposed to be. We had no one booked.
all right, okay.
We had no one booked.
Okay.
I was just going to get here and I was just going to unravel
That sounds very-
on the fans.
very professional.
I was going to unravel on you. So Anthony is actually saving you right now from me just going off on you.
You're welcome.
Let's go to the first one because the first one, I mean, I'm sure you're going to have some strong opinions about. I'm not the only one unraveling. It turns out O.J. Simpson was woken up by a group of women in a viral video.
Right.
So we have to get into that. It's called Let's Wake O.J. Up at 1 a.m.
Oh my God, I would kill somebody if they did that.
Double? 2 people?
Maybe. I don't know.
A woman and her boyfriend who's also a waiter?
I would kill him. I would probably, if somebody did that to me, I would be so angry
Yes.
that I would probably wait outside their house until they got back. And I only have a certain amount of time to do it. I would kill them.
Right.
So maybe I would grab the wrong gloves. Maybe I would grab my tight driving gloves.
Right.
And then kill them.
But maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was drug dealers.
Come on, Mike.
Maybe it was drug dealers.
Everyone's
going
to know it was me that killed
they
them,
won't.
those two
No,
women.
they won't.
Those 2 people got murdered by me. I'm right there. Obviously, there'd be a struggle. There would be my blood all over the place. There'd be DNA samples of the murder.
Oh, that DNA samples that could have been planted. It could have been drug dealers who did that and not you. you could have been like went back to sleep.
The way when you say it like that, I kind of start to believe it wasn't me.
It wasn't. I don't think it was
I don't
you.
think it was me.
I don't think it was you either. And there's no proof that it was you. Conclusive proof.
Right.
There's fake proof. There's all kinds of concocted evidence that could have been planted, but it's not really proof. Now, is it, Anthony?
You know what? You're right. I didn't kill those two people.
Let's go to this story because we just did a pretty... In a TikTok video that has racked up nearly 500,000 views, O.J. Simpson... I couldn't read it even. I couldn't read it, Natalie, because it was just like... In a TikTok that has racked up nearly 500,000 views, Simpson can be seen sitting on the edge of the bed in a pair of dark shorts as a woman nearby yells, "Wakey, wakey." She didn't say eggs and bakey. What are these? It's unclear where the group hangout took place or who recorded the video. We don't have any information from this, and that's why we're investigating it, because these young women thought it was okay to wake OJ up.
Yeah.
And I guess, because younger people now, they don't even remember the OJ trial. They don't remember any of it, so they think it's cool to wake this guy up. I mean, they're in for a big surprise.
You're right. Most people under 20 only remember O.J. Simpson as a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Running back.
I'm sorry. False information. I apologize.
He wasn't a quarterback.
I apologize. He was a running back.
He was a fantastic running back.
Yeah.
He was so great.
He was great. And that's what he's remembered for, mostly.
That's mostly what he's remembered for. But also, he was, I don't know if this is news to you, he was accused of a double homicide.
When?
He was found not guilty. This is mid-90s, I want to say.
Well,
yeah.
What day was it?
It was, I don't know the exact day. It was a big trial. It was televised.
Maybe, okay. Well, it sounds like maybe it could have been a Thursday.
It could have been a Thursday.
Okay.
My point is that you can't wake this guy up. I mean, are you an early morning person?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're an early morning person or not?
I don't know. I usually...
Do you thrive in the morning, or are you more of an afternoon person? Answer the question, Anthony.
Oh, I mean, it's not going well, on the whole. So when you say thrive, do you mean like more successful in the morning?
Yes.
When I wake up?
I mean, I don't know how many different ways you want to break this question down before you get to it. Are you a morning person? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, you would say that you are. Because most comics aren't.
Right.
And I would say, just judging by OJ, he's probably not a morning person. He's more of an afternoon guy.
Because he's black?
No, not because. It's nothing to do with race. Race is not the issue here.
That's not what I meant.
It's not what you meant when you said if he's black?
I thought this was what you meant.
Okay. You're reversing the investigation right now. And these girls basically have no idea that this is OJ. And that you shouldn't wake him up.
But how did they... Okay, but what I want to know is... how did they get into his apartment?
That's what I want to know, too. How did they get into his apartment? And how did they, kick his door into his room?
Yeah.
And where he was just, sleeping. And he wasn't doing anything wrong in this. I think that needs to be emphasized more than anything. In this video, Natalie, and you're a young white woman also, and I just want to say to you, OJ was doing nothing wrong in this video. He was just sleeping. And the last time I checked, sleeping and rushing for over 2,000 yards in a season is not a crime.
I think
it's
I have
not
to
a
agree.
crime. It's not a crime.
I agree.
And would you also agree that these girls who woke him up infringed on his space, his personal space, and his rights to sleep?
I agree. I think
Anthony,
so. I think they're in the wrong.
Where are you on this? Because those girls deserve some kind of a punishment. I don't know if it's like a TikTok jail or maybe a Twitter suspension, but they deserve some kind of penalty for that. Waking somebody up at 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
I would have been livid.
Yeah. I think they should be held responsible for their horrible crimes.
Right. And what should they do? Maybe a wet T-shirt contest or something. I'm thinking from your wheelhouse. A wet T-shirt contest at like a biker convention.
I appreciate you trying to get into my state
Something
of mentality.
that, yes.
I would like to see those girls go back home to their fathers who are probably worried about them.
Yeah, and where are their parents? That's a great point, Anthony.
Yeah.
Where are these girls' parents where they're up at 1 a.m. and they're partying and they're doing TikToks? You know?
Probably worried sick somewhere.
Yeah, they should be home with their families.
Can you imagine that call? It's like, so where were you last night? Well, I was out late at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Who were you with? Tiffany, Stacy, O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
Oh my God, O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
So that would be, I mean, as a father myself, who is raising a daughter almost at that age. My daughter's she's 8 months old.
Right. That's close.
Yeah, when she gets to, a few more years, when she's TikTok ready.
Right.
I don't want her hanging out with a football player.
Right.
Because those guys, bunch of meatheads, they don't respect you.
Right.
We've seen those movies.
Yeah.
Where they don't respect women.
Well, I think that's a big jump that they don't respect women. Some of them don't respect women. And some of them do respect women.
When you say them, you mean football
players.
Okay.
And they also rush for 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
And if I was a father and my daughter was hanging out with OJ, I would either come home on time, or you come home late with an autograph,
right? Or you don't come home at all.
And
that would make me feel just a little bit better. Like, oh, you're with OJ, that's why she didn't come home. Well, at least we have an excuse. At least we have a reason.
Well, now we have a lead.
Yeah.
A missing person. Although I don't think he's capable of that.
By the way, as far as leads go, I mean, I'm sure him being a leader of rushes, makes a difference too. The statistics don't lie.
Yeah, they don't lie.
Bloomberg told us that.
Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Who's not mayor anymore, by the way.
Very juicy.
All right, guys, I want to take a second right now to talk about our newest sponsor, Masterworks.io. That's Masterworks.io. I'm shaking right now, quaking in my boots, because I may have found someone that's not better than me, but almost as good. Because even I can't do what these guys are doing. They're enabling normal people like you guys, not me, I'm exceptional, but now you guys can go toe-to-toe with billionaires. Not in a cage match, as much as we would all love to give Bezos a noogie on his shiny dome. No, this is all about the money, baby, because a revolutionary platform called Masterworks is enabling you to invest in the same thing Bezos dropped $70 million on last year. And it's not some super yacht. This is something that can have actual returns. So maybe this economic shitstorm will sting a little less. Curious? Go to Masterworks.io and enter promo code INVESTIGATES to skip their wait list and see important Regulation A disclosures at Masterworks.io/CD. Again, Masterworks.io, promo code INVESTIGATES. That's Masterworks.io, promo code INVESTIGATES. All right, guys, let's get back into it. So OJ, we have different news here than everybody else gets, and that's the front headline of ours. OJ's woken up by a group of women in a viral video. And does it mean anything that that video went viral? That waking OJ up now is a way to get put on, and maybe we can increase the numbers for our podcast if that was the whole theme behind it. We just do things to OJ and we wait to see if he responds. Do you think we would get viral like numbers for that?
I think it might be a situation. Well, I saw what was going on with Shannon in the back a couple of days ago. She was looking over the roster, Mike Vecchione Investigates, and she had it crossed out.
What?
And she had Tiffany and Stacy in big red letters with what do you call those things? An exclamation mark.
So you think that our podcast is on the way out?
I'm sure you're fine.
But it didn't sound fine when you said that our podcast was crossed out and another. You're prompting me to do something on this podcast that I don't want to do.
Is John Elway available?
Maybe we can just start harassing celebrities.
Yeah.
I think that's going to get the numbers.
Right.
Waking them up, poking them, and video It's not called taping anymore.
No.
Video phoning them. Zooming them. Zooming.
I'll send
StreamYarding all over them.
I'll send you a clean Zoom
Send me a link.
link.
It says we're supposed to be doing links now.
Right.
We're going to keep with the football theme for our next one, which is Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly. Matthew Stafford is, I don't know if you follow football. You look like you're more into bocce. Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, on when quarterback should get a vasectomy. And Matthew Stafford is for those of you who don't follow football because you hate competition because you were in the band. Matthew Stafford is the quarterback for the LA Rams, the Super Bowl winning team this year. And he has a great story because he came from Detroit where he was losing for like 12 seasons. And then he got traded to LA and then they won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl. So Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, on when the QB should get a vasectomy. Before we get into it, Anthony, are you snipped? Do you have a vasectomy?
Oh, no.
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 If you had a chance, if it was a choice between a vasectomy or a circumcision, which would you do? Because a circumcision is like kind of like an outside vasectomy. Mm-hmm. It's like clipping stuff and doing some trimming.
So the question is, what would I prefer? My balls cut,
Okay, we're not using those terminologies on here.
or
okay?
my cock cut?
It's penis sheared, which is circumcision.
Yeah.
Or vasectomy with tubes tied so you can't have any more kids.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. No more kids.
Yeah, that sounds way better than the other one.
So you would rather get a vasectomy?
Is that what that means?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have a vasectomy, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it. It's because I think that you have one child.
So, that I know of.
That you know of. But children are expensive. That's what I've learned.
So my ex-wife tells me.
People say that.
Yeah.
Are you a deadbeat dad?
I'm not. I mean, I'm here.
Yeah. You're alive.
I show up. I show up when it's important.
You're alive and broke? Deadbeat,
Really
alive.
don't want to discuss financial matters.
Okay,
on the
all
show,
right. Well, I'm
by the
sure
way.
the money you're making. So a vasectomy because kids are expensive. So it costs a lot to put a kid through college now. Mm-hmm. So it's either a kid or a Lamborghini,
Right.
which is always the choices I thought that there were out there. You can either pay for a kid or you can save that and get a Lamborghini.
Right.
And I want to get a Lamborghini. Now, I still don't probably have the money for the insurance, so I could just rev it. I won't be able to drive it because I can't afford the insurance on it.
But that's still a thing. That's still good.
It's pretty great.
It's a step up.
It's a step up.
I mean, I would like to see you sitting in a Lamborghini. I think that you
Really
deserve
hot.
to
I
sit
think a
in
lot of our
Lamborghini.
fans want to see that too.
I think for the next show, you should have a GoFundMe to have you sit in somebody's Lamborghini.
I want to GoFundMe for this show so that we get more fans and followers and it goes viral and we get lit.
Yeah.
I want to say Shannon.
Don't say it.
I won't say it.
Don't say Shannon.
Natalie, can you please put up Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, on when the QB will get a vasectomy? Because I think he's got 4 daughters, and women are people. 4 daughters is perfect. The future is female. They should put it on a shirt. Kelly Stafford wants to get Matthew Stafford's snipped, which I think is just a crude way of saying vasectomy. Just say vasectomy. Oh, we're going to get him snipped like he's some kind of a dog.
Yeah.
He's a Super Bowl championship pass completing dog. Matthew Stafford's whirlwind offseason has induced Super Bowl celebrations and family time. But it seems there may be another item on the to-do list before he heads back to work. During an appearance Tuesday on wife Kelly's podcast, does everybody have a podcast now? I mean, we're directly competing with Matt Stafford's wife's podcast. The morning after with Kelly Stafford, the couple who have 4 young daughters discussed when the Rams quarterback 34 should get a vasectomy. I'm trying to get him snipped during the Masters, but blank hole wouldn't find a doctor, Kelly said, referencing the golf tournament that begins on Thursday. I mean, do you even need a doctor? I think you can just get a friend.
Now she talked. When she
friend
says
who's been to prison.
when she says asshole, which kid is she talking about?
Well, she's talking about him.
Oh.
Women can't be assholes now. Did you ever read the paper today?
I didn't read the paper today.
Well, it's misogyny. Stafford, who is set to return to the Rams' offseason workout programs on April 18th, noted conflicting information in terms of how long the recovery may take. Somebody told me I can't pick up my kids for 2 weeks, Stafford said, to which Kelly replied, I heard 24 hours.
I was supposed to pick up my kid today.
And you did this podcast instead?
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Timing.
She's still going to be at the aftercare program.
I don't know where I was supposed to go. I think she was at Sloan Kettering this morning.
What's your daughter's name? Amber Alert?
Yeah.
Stafford then added 24 hours I'm in or 48 hours I'm in. But if somebody's like, you can't lift weights for 2 or 3 weeks, this is me talking right now. Also, I'm not a pro quarterback, obviously, but I am quarterbacking this podcast, and I need to lift weights. And if I can't do it, then for 2 or 3 weeks, then I'm not going to get a vasectomy, and I'll get everybody and anybody pregnant. How am I going to walk in? How am I going to walk into day one of our off-season program and be like, sorry, can't lift weights, guys? You know, is the team not important here to the wife? And he has 4 great daughters. Why not put out 4 more and get out-daughtered? I say out-daughter yourself.
Yeah.
Surround yourself by cheerleaders. Not that that's all that they can do, because they are very capable of being scientists and even astronauts, which are just scientists in space.
Also, I think we're not really stating the obvious.
What's the obvious, Anthony?
Facial cum shots, pulling out. Why? So this guy has to make a living. He has to support his family, his 4 daughters, his beautiful wife. By the way, she's beautiful,
Right.
and she has the audacity to say, "Hey, stop coming in me so wonderful, champ. You're doing such a great job, taking care of us, and you're so good at coming inside me that you should get a vasectomy."
How about
this? How about a fucking Hail Mary play? How about that one? How about you stand maybe 20 feet away when you know I'm going to throw the long pass, and you keep it on the outside. You keep it on the outside. First and 10.
How about more? A more of a pre-planned sexual experience?
What's the term for in and out, down and out? First and 10. No.
Pattern?
Yeah. How about some pattern, cunt?
All right. Let's go back to the article, Anthony.
I'm hot.
You're coming off very OJ waking up at 1 in the morning.
I'm not a morning person.
The former first overall pick noted that while he's okay with having the procedure done, it's figuring out what date works best. I would totally do it, he exclaimed. Just got to figure out the right time, Stafford said. A vasectomy is considered a form of male birth control that cuts the supply of sperm to one's semen. Oh, sperm going into the semen.
Not one semen. One's
semen.
Yeah, it doesn't cut it down to one semen. There's probably a lot more than one.
Well, isn't the semen a unit and the sperms are a lot of them? The sperms are a lot of... The semen is the liquid and the sperms are the little tiny microscopic cells that go into the semen. Am I right by that? I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a chiropractor.
Are you a biologist?
I took biology in school, though.
How'd you do?
B?
I'll take it.
Okay. With the procedure listed being performed in an outpatient setting under local anesthetic, there's nothing good about that. You don't get to stay in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's a local anesthetic. You don't even, you're not even whacked out of your mind on drugs. So it's just like kind of a boring procedure. Patients are instructed to rest for 24 hours after the surgery and are also advised to press pause on sports and lifting for at least a week. I mean, this guy's an athlete. What are you doing? Stafford is entering the 2022 season as the Super Bowl champion. Rams winning over the Bengals. He agreed to a 4-year contract extension with the team that's worth up to $160 million, with $135 million guaranteed. He and Kelly have been married for since 2015, which is a long time. 7 years is a long time. But you have $160 million. Wouldn't you just have more kids? Just have more kids. Once $160 million?
Yeah, you should have more kids.
And I'm not trying to sound misogynistic here because 4 girls are great.
Have a boy.
4 girls are great. Try for a boy.
Try for a little
a boy. Or at least somebody who's non-binary.
And then give him a vasectomy.
Do you immediately give him a vasectomy?
Better now.
No
than
chance of
later.
having kids?
You don't know if that kid's going to be a successful quarterback or not.
Well, you wait to find out to see that if he can throw.
Well, why risk it? I mean, we're already kind of doubling down on this guy making it to the next few seasons, right? He's already got a $160 million contract. And what is that? How long is that for? Another 5
years. No risk it, no biscuit.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I do love
It rhymes.
I do love that rhyme.
It rhymes.
But, what's to say he's not going to blow his knee out? He's not going to get concussions. I mean, he does play a very risky game. And I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about, hanging out with that wife.
Right. Because
Real
she gets
risky.
pregnant easy.
Yeah.
Is it ever her fault for getting that pregnant all the time?
Apparently not the last 4 times.
The last 4 times is all him.
Right.
And it's just like no responsibility on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to take some responsibility too.
Right. Why are you bringing that turkey baster to bed every time?
Right.
Yeah. Take it easy with that.
It's just difficult, I would say. And I would say try to have maybe, if you already have 4 kids,
Yeah.
it's already pretty tough. You're already in it. But she could still have a podcast every week, which is great.
Well deserved.
Yeah. And I just say try for some more.
Yeah.
8 kids. Wouldn't that be great? 4 girls, 4 boys.
It would be amazing.
That'd be great.
It'd be for
You have
him.
4
it would
girls,
be
4
amazing.
boys.
Yeah. He should go for that.
You retire in 5 years.
Yep.
With all that money.
$160 million.
$160 million. And then you have enough money for all the kids.
Right.
They could do what they want. It's perfect.
Go for 4 boys, because if you really want a boy, you should go for 4. You don't know if when they get to a certain age, they might not feel like a boy.
Right.
They might want to transition.
Gender is fluid.
Yeah, it is fluid.
Gender is fluid.
Right. So we got to stop that fluid before
No,
it
I
comes
think
out.
let the fluid.
Well, no,
you
the
gotta
whole
let it
point is
flow.
to cut the fluid away.
Well, you're talking about the vasectomy now.
Talking about, that's what we were talking about.
Well, I'm having trouble following your logic of where we were going.
I understand.
You were taking me on a rough. You were driving me.
It's a complicated issue.
Driving me crazy, basically.
It's not an easy issue.
Well, let's go to the next one, which might be a little easier for you to digest, because this was with some people are like, get a vasectomy, some people are don't get a vasectomy. And this next one is Madonna's unsettling pre-Grammy TikTok sparks fan concern. Is Madonna off the deep end? Let's look at the article. Okay, so that's Madonna's TikTok video. It's I liked Material Girl better.
Yeah,
That was a better video for me.
that was.
This was pretty good though.
I enjoyed it. I mean, usually to see that you have to say her name 3 times in a mirror,
Right,
in a dark room.
right,
But she decided to do that for Freezies.
right. Freezies.
Can I say Freezies?
Yes,
Yeah, she's looking great. I think she's actually getting younger.
she does appear to be getting younger.
Yeah.
But let's read the article. Fans of Madonna were left puzzled and concerned following the pop icon's latest TikTok. The 63-year-old posted a 13-second clip before the 2022 Grammy Awards on Sunday showing the Material Girl musician wearing heavy silver chains and a black sheer top with her blonde hair in 4 braids. That's not the most disturbing.
That was their take.
Yeah, that was their take on it, what she
oh my
was wearing.
God, what is she wearing?
I know.
What is that? What is that monster wearing?
Her post featured a close-up of her face and large pink pouty lips. The video just showed her leaning back and forth to the camera. Her confused followers couldn't help but comment on her bizarre TikTok, with many questioning why the Queen of Pop would post such a random thing. Rando! Isn't random like good now?
I mean, they're confused. I mean,
But it's good to confuse people. You want them confused. You want them confused because random equals lit.
I feel like that was a reference to a lot of her sexually confused fan base out there. There's a lot of gay.
Don't turn it back. Don't turn it back on the fans, dude.
I'm trying
It's
to
not about the
explain
fans.
what this article is about.
Okay, go ahead. You have freedom of speech here.
Thank
Even though
you.
I could not agree with it.
That's the First Amendment, I believe.
Someone wrote that the clip was completely unsettling. It's a lot like food poisoning. If I could bring it back to my own
Right, and
thing
she was
that
rocking as well.
Yeah, she was rocking back and forth. Maybe
could
she
be.
had food poisoning.
I think that might be. I think you might have just solved this mystery.
I think we solved it. Another commented, "Great, how am I supposed to close my eyes and fall asleep now?" You know what? Don't listen to TikTok if you want to fall asleep. Don't watch it, okay?
Right.
Don't watch TikTok if you want to fall asleep, buddy. There's so many haters out there, and I have to go after them.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Coming in hot. That's a good name for a song.
Yeah.
If we were going to write one, Coming in Hot.
Right. Get a vasectomy. You're coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Right.
This honestly
Take your time.
No,
Take your
literacy
time with
is
it.
important here.
Take your time
A lot of
with
our
it.
fans can't read.
Well, it's not nice that you're mocking them.
I'm not mocking them. I couldn't get
the.
the line, Anthony. Have you ever been on a set where you can't get the line and the director goes, "Get out of my
I'm
face,"
still waiting for that call, but I figured that.
or that call
thank you
back? That's how we call it.
So
just
good.
Talking the business.
So good.
All right.
I have a lot to learn from you.
Take 5.
Junior, senior investigator.
Take 5.
I will.
Sound rolling. This honestly scarred me. I'm not going to lie. One fan chimed in. I'm just going to remember how fabulous she was in the 90s. She was an icon, a user said. And don't forget the 80s. She was great in the 80s. Another fan noted, I've loved Madonna since I was little. Huge fan. Love her. But it's a hard pass. What has she done to herself? The Avila star has recently been sharing NSFW photos via social media, and many followers have speculated that her snaps are heavily edited and photoshopped. No. You don't have to play this. You could just, let's go to the more. She's just doing kissy face into the camera. And what's wrong with kissy face into the camera anyway, Anthony? You have a problem with it?
Never.
Rap superstar 50 Cent even gave his 2 cents, which leaves him at 48.
That's true. Good math.
Thank you.
Not much of a reader, but you're really good with math skills.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
A lot of our fans take it for granted. They think this is easy. 50 Cent gave his 2 cents and slammed her for a recent lingerie photo shoot she shared in January. Yo, this is the funniest blankety blank LOL into club singer 46 wrote on Instagram story at the time. That's Madonna under the bed trying to do like a virgin at 63. She shot out. If she don't get her old ass up. Madonna then clapped back and blasted the power producer, accusing him of pretending to be her friend. That seems like a kind of a weak comeback. It's like, you pretended to be my friend.
And very grammatically incorrect on a lot of that.
You pretended to be my friend is that's a bad way to clap at some clap back.
Don't clap at me like that.
Yeah. You're pretending to be my friend. You acted. And you know what? 50 Cent got most of his money from vitamin water. Did you know that?
Did he really?
Yeah. He owned stock. All these guys are like huge into companies now, and that's where they make like George Clooney. Like his acting money is
He's
like,
one of the
he
smart ones.
Gambles with it. George Clooney invested in a vodka or some kind of a scotch, and now he's like a billionaire.
Yeah. Alcohol is trending.
Alcohol has been trending since Prohibition.
We should do like a hashtag about alcohol. People got to know.
People got to know about it.
Yeah, get shot out.
You know what? We have breaking news. We sometimes have it on this podcast.
What happened?
Well, you can't see because it's behind you.
I'm not looking either. I don't.
Don't look. Do you trust me?
I've lost interest.
You've lost interest?
I don't. If it's not right in front of me, why? What am I going to do? Turn around?
Well, we can finish this Madonna. Thing.
Well,
But
it's up to you.
Something is happening in studio right now that I have to address.
All right, go ahead.
Shannon is back.
Oh, good.
Shannon has come off hiatus.
Oh, really?
I thought she was getting a degree at the university, and it turns out that the doctor appointment was fake all along, and that she faked it, and now she's here.
That's not true. Look,
That's not true.
I have a little Band-Aid on my arm to prove that blood was taken.
Oh, you can't get just Band-Aids anywhere. You have to go to a hospital for that.
I could show you the hole in my arm.
Shannon, you're fake news. And you skipped this podcast on purpose because you didn't want to confront Madonna, who went on TikTok and did a kissy face. And that's the kind of stuff we're covering today, Shannon, while you're gone. And you missed out on it. And OJ was waken up at 1 a.m. by a bunch of girls who apparently missed his trial in the 90s. Matthew Stafford got a vasectomy. And now Madonna is doing kissy face into the camera. And Anthony is, I don't know if he's on some kind of a blood pressure medication that's just making him stare into space. Can we get this? I mean, what are we doing here? This is a crazy episode. This might be the craziest episode on record. Anthony hasn't blinked in 2 minutes. It's just a dead stare. What's he on? What is he on? Shannon, welcome back from your fake doctor's appointment.
Thank you.
Natalie has been doing a great job, by the way.
I believe you.
I've only called her by the wrong
Thank
name
you.
4 times. Shannon, does it make you feel powerful that I've called Natalie by the wrong name during the podcast?
I don't know about powerful, but it's nice to know you're thinking of me when I'm not here.
You're in my head.
Yeah.
You're renting space in my head.
That's probably...
What's the saying go, Shannon? You're in my head, renting space, rent-free.
Rent-free, there you go.
You're rent-free in my head.
Yeah.
And Natalie has an Airbnb in there.
Don't get used to that.
So,
Don't
doesn't Madonna have? Let's get back to the topic. Doesn't Madonna have the right to do her TikToks at 63 without people commenting on them?
I don't really feel comfortable the way you asked me that with that aggressive nature. I don't really deserve to be pointed at like it's like I'm responsible for her actions. I don't know what goes on in Madonna's head.
You don't?
I don't. All I know is what's on her head.
What's on her head?
A lot of weird shit.
Okay. We'll keep Madonna in our prayers. Oh.
Hey, Shannon's back.
Oh, hey, Anthony.
This podcast is all over the place today. Okay, let's go to the next one. We've got to keep investigating. Man in Germany gets 90 COVID-19 shots to sell forged passes. Now, you have a fake vaccination card business. Does this threaten you?
No, because it's in Germany.
Yeah.
I work solely at the New Jersey area.
Right. New Jersey is not Germany, for those of you at home who get the two confused.
Although New York City kind of is, am I right?
Because of our totalitarian policies, Anthony?
Why you keep pointing at me?
Because I have to get the fans love it. The fans love it when I'm aggressive.
Sure.
It's what gets more views.
Read between the lines, Mike Vecchione.
I don't even know what that means at this point. There's nothing between the lines.
Expression.
There's nothing between the lines.
The lines are right there.
Man in Germany, is there any way we can put the article up, or is Shannon just looking at her Band-Aids? Berlin, a 60-year-old man allegedly had himself vaccinated against COVID-19. Wouldn't it be something if he got vaccinated for it?
Right.
Against it versus for it.
It would be a new, fresh spin on it.
It would be a fresh spin. This would be top page news. It would be not buried.
Yeah.
A 60-year-old man, which Madonna is 63. This guy is 60. And I wonder if he could do a TikTok about it then, because Madonna is doing a bunch of them. Vaccinated against COVID-19 dozens of times in Germany in order to sell forged vaccination cards with real vaccine batch numbers to people not wanting to get vaccinated themselves. This guy's a hero.
He is in very small doses.
He's a very small hero.
Much like the vaccines that he took. See? I brought it around.
You did bring it around. Thank you for that, Anthony. That's what our fans pay their subscription for. The man from the eastern Germany city of Magdeburg, whose name was not released in line with German privacy rules, hey, so private they protect themselves from everything, is said to have received up to 90 shots against COVID-19 at vaccination centers in the eastern state of Saxony for months until criminal police caught him this month. Criminal police? Are there any other kind?
Is that a question?
Yeah, I mean, in Germany, they have criminal police, which seems redundant. What about, spring break police?
There's the fashion police.
Fashion police?
Grammar police.
Grammar police?
Right.
You're coming up with better ones than I have.
I know what's going on with with the what's going on.
But the criminal police, they're the worst.
In Europe, they're more progressive when it comes to their police force. Instead of defunding the police, they overfund the police.
Yeah, criminal police.
Yeah.
They add more.
Can you guys just take care of the criminals?
Yeah.
You guys, I don't like that shirt. Doesn't go well with those pants.
Right. Fashion police.
Right.
Solid, Anthony. Way to really come through on this one. COVID-19 at vaccination, blah, blah, blah. The suspect was not detained, but is under... Why won't we detain him? The suspect was not detained, probably because after 12 shots you get superpowers.
Probably.
Bat-like instincts. They didn't want to go into a cave to get him.
Yeah.
The suspect was not detained, but is under investigation for unauthorized issuance of vaccination cards and document forgery. Forgery is a great crime.
Yeah.
Signing stuff that's not you as somebody else.
Mm-hmm. It's a victimless crime, they would say.
It's victimless.
Nobody got hurt.
Well, the person that you signed their name. You signed the other person's name.
Yeah, but that doesn't really physically... That doesn't hurt the person. You're doing them a favor. In fact, listen, I would gladly let you sign things off for me.
Right.
Just to do me a favor. Listen, I can't get to that. Can you please sign my name?
But against your will?
Well, I mean, is it really against their will?
Kind of.
If you don't know, is it against their will?
What you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Right.
I don't know what that is in German, but it's probably pretty catchy.
I think it's some. Yeah, it sounds better in German.
Yeah.
Everything sounds better in German.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
Everything sounds rougher
It's a beautiful
in German.
language. Oh, does it?
It's a slappy, force you to do something you don't want to do language.
You have a lot of German fans out there that probably wouldn't appreciate that.
Well, that doesn't mean much coming from a guy named Zenhauser.
Right. That is true. Das Futon.
Das Futon. Is that a Madonna song?
I think so.
He was caught at a vaccination center in Ellenberg, which is is that where Ellen is from?
Ellen.
Originally? Ellen DeGeneresberg, where she just yells at her staff.
Right.
Tells them to get her
make
coffee.
sense, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah.
I actually get that. From working here at Gas Digital, I actually get yelling at your staff and screaming at them.
How dare you?
No,
Mike?
don't you have that's the medication talking, Shannon. You don't pop off on me in the middle of a segment.
Yeah, you should yell at her.
You're being so
Does it feel
Ellen
better?
right now.
Huh?
You're being so Ellen right now, Mike.
Well, she's a billionaire. So anything to get our numbers up, Shannon. German police have conducted many raids in connection with forgery of vaccination passports in recent months. Many COVID-19 deniers refuse to get vaccinated in Germany, but at the same time want to have the coveted COVID-19 passports that make access to public life and venues, such as restaurants, theaters, swimming pools, or workplaces, much easier. They want their cake, and they also want to eat it too. Anthony, you know what that's about?
Oh.
You get to have your cake, and then you eat it too?
Yeah, that was, I mean, I get it. You eat it, you get it, and you eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but you want your cake, and then you get to eat it.
That's why I ordered it. I wanted it.
Germany has seen high infection numbers for weeks, yet many measures to rein in the pandemic ended on Friday. Donning masks is no longer compulsory in grocery stores and most theaters, but it is still mandatory for public transportation. Do you resent it? Public trans? On the flights, it's pretty difficult not being able to breathe. It's like having a person cover your face the entire flight with their hand.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you love it?
Yeah, it's something. I mean, I know a lot of people complain about it, but to me, I like the feeling of not being able to be comfortable.
Do you snitch on someone who's wearing it wrong? Are you a snitch?
No, I let your freak flag fly.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you want to wear it like a little off to the side, like
Right.
like some people do,
Yeah.
then that's fine. You want to wear it on your chin. I mean, be specific. How do you want us to wear this mask on the flight? How am I going to eat my pretzels?
You eat it and then you put it back up. But you think keeping it at half mast and if somebody in your family's passed or something? Like a flag.
Like if somebody dies in the middle of the flight, you should wear it at half mast.
Half mast.
Yes.
Shannon, we could, There is now a danger that on one hand,
You'll get this.
Children who wear
slow down and look at the words.
There is now a danger that on the one hand, children who wear masks will be teased by classmates as wimps and overprotective, or on the other hand, pressure will be extended on non-mask wearers. Heinz, Peter, Medinger. That's a scary name.
That is a very aggressive
name. That's like one of the terrorists in Die Hard. The president of German Teachers Association told DPA he advocated a voluntary commitment by teachers and students to continue wearing masks in class and on school grounds at least until the country goes on a 2-week Easter holiday. He has risen, y'all. Health experts say the most recent surge of infections in Germany triggered by BA2 Omicron subvariant. We're into subvariants now, Anthony? We have variants. I thought, okay, the disease is bad. Now we have variants, and then I didn't know we were going into subvariants. Your opinion?
Yeah. I mean, it's a subvariant. Mm-hmm. It's under
a variant.
The variant.
Yeah.
Like I'm your sub-investigator.
Right.
So yeah, so I exist as a sub-investigator. I'm probably get the subvariant, where you would get the real one.
I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it like there's the disease, and the variant is an offshoot of the disease, and the subvariant is an offshoot off of that. Are we going to get a sub-undercurrent double secret variant?
It's too early to tell.
Well, we should have a groundhog for that to predict whether we're going to get it's been a running theme on this podcast. We've been investigating the groundhog and how correct he's been in his predictions and how there's no consequences for the groundhog when he's wrong. So maybe we should assign this to the groundhog. Like, when are we going to not be able to wear masks? Or maybe a beaver or some kind of an otter or something.
Yeah.
You think that would be good?
Rodent would be the best.
I mean, that's how we do things.
That would really make the show pop.
Anything to make this show pop would be great.
I agree with that.
That's why we brought you in.
Right.
Big guns.
That was the text. You wrote groundhog in bold letters.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm there.
Yes.
I don't know what that means, but Mike needs me.
Yeah, you trust me.
Yeah.
It's trust level.
Yeah.
And like we trusted the groundhog and been disappointed on several occasions. Health experts say the most recent surge of infections in Germany triggered by the BA2 Omicron have peaked. On Sunday, the country's disease control agency reported 74,053 new COVID-19 infections in one day, while less than a week ago it reported 111,224 daily infections. So they're down. Overall, Germany has registered 130,029 COVID deaths. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because it's a disease.
Yeah. I mean, if I was working the booth, I would have given you but it's okay.
Shannon's coming off a doctor's appointment.
She's probably not feeling
I'll defend her.
She's not feeling well.
She's not feeling that good.
She's got a Band-Aid.
She's got a Band-Aid on her arm, and you just can't get them anywhere.
Right.
You had to go to a doctor in order to get one.
They took 3 vials of blood from me.
We're not talking to you, Shannon. I'm talking to my friend Anthony right now.
If you bring vials of blood with you to the office, they're going to take them, Shannon.
Who's going to take them?
The people who want your vials of blood.
Shannon, did you bring fake blood to the doctor?
No. They took it from my body.
They took it from your body. That sounds pretty hot. Is that a Madonna song?
I don't know, but sound like we woke up.
Let's go to the next one. This investigation is taking a long time.
We're still on Germany?
No, we're done.
All right.
Germany is finished.
We didn't get any genocide jokes in.
No, because those are hack.
Yeah, it's true.
Those are so hack. We went beyond that. We got the other good.
I thought because
variant.
Because of the deniers
right
term they use, like COVID deniers,
right,
and then we could have turned that into like, hey, what about all those people who don't believe in the Holocaust? Am I right?
Right, that's a good one too, Anthony, and I see where you're going with that. But it's like, why do we always have to go negative with Germany? I mean, I understand the Holocaust is very real, and it was one of the great tragedies of the world. Mm-hmm. But it's like, can't we talk about Oktoberfest?
Yeah,
or
pretzels.
Something a little bit more lighthearted?
Right.
Why does the joke always have to go to the darkest place? Why can't it go to like a fun beer drinking, schnitzel eating place? Schnitzel.
When you say the darkest place, you mean Germany.
Germany.
Okay, not Harlem.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where you... I mean,
Well, that's a Dutch word.
Harlem is a Dutch word.
Yeah.
I knew you would connect it somehow.
That's what I
Your
was.
people
that's-
often do
That's what I was
connect it
getting
that
at.
way.
You people, I'm not really comfortable with that.
Aren't you comfortable with it?
I'm a little comfortable with it.
Well, you or the people at your militia know where to find me. Okay, let's go to the next one. With students in turmoil, U.S. teachers train in mental health. I used to be a teacher, Anthony, so this hits close to home. Choose your next words carefully.
I'm just going to listen.
San Francisco. Anything about that?
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, Rice-A-Roni.
Yeah, and it's really high cost of living now.
Full House.
Full House.
Full
Was that in
House.
San Francisco?
The trolley.
As Benito Luna Herrera teaches his 7th grade social studies classes, he's on alert for signs of inner turmoil, and there is so much of it these days. One of his 12-year-old students felt her world was falling apart. Distance learning had upended her friendships. Things with her boyfriends were verging on violent. Her home life was stressful. I'm just done with it, the girl told Luna Herrera during the Pandisi, and shared a detailed plan to kill herself. Oh, that's not good. And another student was typically a big jokester and full of confidence. You know, how can you be a class clown on Zoom? That's really a good question. It's like these class clowns are people, and they have fun by like poking fun at the teacher and just like doing goofy stuff. Nothing harmful. And it's like, how can you do that on Zoom? Oh, I threw a paper airplane. Like, nobody cares on Zoom.
Right.
You have to digitally get in there and take, like, pictures and extrapolate them onto somebody's head to Photoshop them in order to get a laugh.
Like
it's
a spitball GIF.
Yes. Something like that, Anthony. So the jokester, she too had planned to end her life. Oh, my God. Luna Herrera is just one teacher in Southern California middle school, but stories of students in distress are increasingly common around the country. The silver lining is that special training helped him to know what to look for and how to respond when he saw signs of mental emergency. I used to teach middle school, Anthony, full disclosure, and the only special training I had was karate, which I took when I was younger.
Right.
And my wrestling background. So I just had the hand-to-hand combat special training. I don't know what they're kind of talking about here. Since the pandemic started, experts have warned of a mental health crisis facing American children that is now playing. I love how we do this. It's like, oh, there's a mental health crisis. It's like, yeah, because they're constantly on social media. They're constantly being diverted through all these sites and stuff, which is affecting their mental health. And I'm being serious right now. And they're constantly access to porn and all these dangerous things. And then we sit there in these articles and go, I wonder what it could be. It's like, it's this. It's directly this. This is what it is. It is my show, Anthony, and I'm putting it down. And I don't care if this turns into a viral TikTok clip that makes me into some kind of a hero.
That's not what you're about.
That's not what I'm about. I'm making a point.
This is your,
and I will not back off of it.
Yeah. Don't back off.
I'm not going to back off of it, regardless of the comments that trickle in.
Even though your job is in jeopardy with this network, you shouldn't back off on it.
This network will not take my platform. They will not deplatform me. And if they do deplatform me, I will replatform somewhere else. I'll replatform. So don't think about deplatforming me, because I'll replatform. And I'll springboard, what's that called, the thing in people's yards?
Grass.
No, it's they have an above ground pool and
Trampoline.
a trampoline. You will deplatform me, and I'll flip backwards onto a trampoline, and then I will replatform somewhere else on a higher level.
Good. Now tell them that.
I just did.
Oh, okay.
Because people are listening in.
Are we still on?
Yeah, it's not over.
Oh. Okay.
Since the pandemic started, experts have warned of a mental health crisis facing American children. Oh, the experts have? You don't need this is what I'm talking about. That is now playing out in schools in the form of increasing childhood depression, anxiety, panic attacks, eating disorders, fights and thoughts of suicide at alarming levels, according to the interviews with teachers, administrators, educational officials, mental health experts. In low-income areas where adverse childhood experiences were high before the pandemic, the crisis is even more acute and compounded by a shortage of school and staff, mental health professionals. Luna Herrera, I mean, why does this person need double names?
Good one.
Sorry. Luna Herrera, who teaches at a high-poverty school in Mojave Desert. I mean,
It's a weird name for a school.
Mojave? It's the Mojave Desert. You're teaching in the desert. How about some water over there? It's probably dehydration. It's affecting the kids more than anything. I mean, you got to look right at the things that are right in front of you. Is among a small... Go ahead, Anthony.
I was going to say Mojave. How about less Javi?
There's something there. The Mojave Desert is among a small but growing number of California teachers to take a course called Youth Mental Health First Aid. It teaches adults how to spot warning signs of mental health risks and substance abuse in children and how to prevent a tragedy. The warning signs like somebody saying they don't want to live anymore? That seems like a warning sign to me.
It's a big red flag.
It's a big red flag. The California Department of Education funds the programs for any school district requesting it, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read about another teenager where there were signs and we looked the other way. Teachers and school staff are on the front lines.
It did not say ba-ba-bum.
I'm going through it. I'm going through it because a lot of our fans know this stuff, as I know it. Experts say while childhood depression and anxiety had been on the rise for years, the pandemic's unrelenting stress and grief amplified the problem, particularly for those already experiencing mental health issues or cut off from counselors and resources. For children, the issue with distance learning were just not academic. Professor of Psychology of Maryland something, National Center for Mental Health. Child abuse and neglect increased, according to Hoover, which is a vacuum cleaner, I think. I mean, they interviewed a vacuum cleaner for this. Perfect. For children in troubled homes, it's worse, obviously. I mean, this article is really telling me zero. Many children bounced back after the extended isolation, but for others, it will take longer. We can assume that, okay, we're back in school. It's been a few months now. Everyone should be back to normal. That's not the case, said Hoover. More scribbling.
So long article, huh?
I've never seen kids so mean to each other in all my life, said Terry Moosebaum, who trains teachers in mental health and social awareness. There's more school violence. There's more vaping. Maybe vaping is the answer.
Yeah, or vaping.
Vaping.
Yeah.
Is that how it's said?
I mean...
Do you think the kids can vape their way out of this?
Let's hope.
I had a thought years ago that it's like vaping, it's like they could just inhale their courses. That way they wouldn't have to go to school. Many states have managed teachers training on this. I want to do these trainings. I have a whole background in this. And I'm doing a podcast.
Are you?
I am. I have a master's in this, Anthony. And these people, this is why I'm getting frustrated with this article. These people are preaching to me these general things. It's like, oh, hostility has increased. Mental health experts say, and blah, blah, blah. And the system says, it's like, all right, dude, what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Are we doing anything about it? And you have to make deep changes. Get off your phones. Put it on child lock and make sure that they don't go online more than an hour a day. Have to do something else. Do a puzzle. Read a book. Go outside and play with a friend that has a fake vaccination card. Go out and do stuff that's going to contribute. It's everyday practices, Anthony, that are going to contribute to your mental health. Sitting around writing articles about an expert named after a vacuum cleaner that says you should be doing this and you should be doing that doesn't matter. It's the daily practices that are going to inform your mental health.
Right. When you
sit there and disagree with me.
No, I agree with you.
Throw something at you.
When you have kids, you should definitely make those points.
You took a shot at me?
No, not
because
at all.
I don't have any kids?
Not at all. I'm saying that you probably don't know what you're talking about, but
I'll tell you this, my friend.
When you have a situation where you have to hang out with your kid for more than 2 hours at a time.
That doesn't mean much coming from a deadbeat dad.
Well, that's not
Live beat?
that's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
It is true.
It might be true.
Well, you know what? I don't have a kid, but I bet you I'll have a Lamborghini before you do. Because I don't
but
have to
will
pay
you
for
be-
college.
But will you be able to afford the insurance?
No,
That's
I
the whole
won't.
point.
I'll just be able to rev it. But you'll be able to hear it in your neck of the woods.
I
Is
will.
that Mike revving
No,
his Lamborghini?
I'll be able to hear it because my kid will be busy vaping and watching TV. I don't have to worry about hanging out with them, spending time with. Oh, let's go out and let's go play it in the park. No, I want to hear Mike's Lamborghini revving.
And meanwhile, get on your iPad
Yeah,
and watch barely legal porn. Great parenting technique. And that's a great message to the people out there who probably accidentally have children. Should be getting a vasectomy.
yeah, that's true.
Man faces divorce from one of 9 wives. Tired of sharing. Is wife sharing a thing now? Husband sharing.
Take my wives, please.
That's solid.
That's a good one.
Man faces divorce from one of 9 wives. She wanted to have me all to herself. Of course he's going to spin it that way.
Yeah.
I'm too good. I'm too good. Look at these women. Wow. She was a nonconformist, a Brazilian model and swinger who married 9 women to celebrate free love, is now facing divorce from one of his betrothed because she didn't want to share her husband. She wanted to have me all to herself, author O. Urso told Jam Press of the pending split. Is Jam Press something we're going to quote from?
I'm still trying to figure out what betrothed means.
It's a tough one, but we don't have time to look it up. The model, who was married to fellow swinger Luana Kazaki, made waves in marital circles last year after tying the knot with 8 other women in Sao Paulo because he wanted to protest against monogamy. Alas, wouldn't you just not get married if you're going to protest against monogamy? I mean, what are we doing? You get married 9 times, so that's like you're really celebrating it at that point. Alas, the nuptials weren't legally binding as polygamy is outlawed in Brazil. However, one of his 9 wives, simply identified as Agatha, was decided to depart the marital nonette as she was missing a monogamous relationship. Oh, she's the one who circled.
Oh, get out! Yeah, leave. Am I right?
I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
I mean, come on.
And he's kissing one, and don't you think the other ones are jealous?
Well, that's the prettiest one, I would imagine.
Well, you know what I imagine doing polygamy, and Shannon, I'd like your attention on this because I want to see.
Wait, I'm sorry. Brian Six is talking to me. I'm here.
Brian. Hi, Brian. I thought if I was ever to do polygamy, I would just, because you have to be a guy who knows how to do stuff, because you have wives, a lot of wives, so you have to solve all their problems, and you have to solve your own. You have to provide.
Yeah.
So I would have a house, and then each of my wives would have huts on my property, and each wife would have a hut, and then whatever children I had would stay with them in their hut, and then they would be all their half siblings. It would be close in proximity.
Right.
So I'd have a big bunch of land, my house, which would be the biggest house. Sorry. But then there would be huts with each woman in a hut, and I would have 5 women, one in each hut with the children that I had with each of them. And one day a week, they would come over and stay in the big house with me. So I would get time with them and my children. So Monday, 1, Tuesday, second one, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, I would have employee of the week, whoever won with the best of the week, will come over, and then Sunday I would just have them myself.
But you're missing the whole. You're missing.
What's the point?
You're missing three women.
No, I don't want.
You have 9. You have 9.
Much, then.
Listen to me. I'm trying to help you because we worked on your spelling. You have 9 women. You have 7 days of the week.
Right.
Okay. They're gonna have to share a day.
Yeah.
Hump day, Wednesday. 2 of the uglies, 2 of the fugly.
You can't call your wife ugly.
Fugly.
I mean,
No, that's one of their. No, but I'm just saying if their name was Fugly.
Okay.
Be like, hey, you're on Wednesday. You and
have to split time.
You have There's the 2 on Wednesday. I'm just trying to help you solve this
No,
problem.
I think it's too many wives.
9 wives.
Is too many. 5 is the most.
You think you're going to be able to monitor their vaping and their iPad use in 9 huts? Do you think that's going to work out for you?
Not for 9, but for 5. For 5 wives, I think I could handle it. 9 wives is too much for me.
So which one? So do you think there's going to be like a casualty of your 9 wives? For example, you might have 9 wives, so maybe two kids per wife, right? Which would be 18 kids. 18 kids. 18 kids.
So?
Okay, so you're going to have 18 kids. At least 2 of them are probably going to be emotionally damaged.
No, wrong.
Probably
Wrong.
Suicidal.
Wrong.
Would you see those signs?
Yes, I would see the signs because I wouldn't let
When
my
on
kids
Wednesday,
get raped by an iPad.
when you see 2 of them at the same time, you're gonna see all your kids when you want. See, it's not as easy as you think, Mike. It's not easy having kids.
I think it's easier than you're making it out to be. I think you're doing fake news on the fans. Let's go to some plugs.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Always be closing. Always be closing.
I'm gonna have Heidi lick some caviar off my balls in the meantime.
This guy is a wrecking machine. And he's hungry.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for being at the YouTube premiere every Monday at 9 p.m. Thank you for your 5-star ratings and reviews. And thank you for sharing this podcast. We work very hard, and we never phone it in. And Shannon came from a pretend doctor's appointment in order to be here. And she has a Band-Aid, and you can't just get them anywhere. Please support me on social media at Comic Mike V. Thank you to Houston. Thank you to Vancouver for the dates. They were wonderful. I will have one more date, which is Cleveland, April 15th and 16th, or 14th and 15th, whatever that weekend is. 14th and 15th, I believe. 15th and 16th. April 15th and 16th at Hilarities in Cleveland. April 15th and 16th at Hilarities in Cleveland. Please come if you're in the northeastern Ohio area. Come and see your boy. 4 shows. And then I go to Nashville to record at Zany's April 19th. 2 shows. Please be there if you're in Nashville. My 1-hour comedy special. Nate Bargatze presents Mike Vecchione. The rest of my schedule at MikeVecchione.com. Support my other podcast, The Macaroni Rascals with Greg Stone. I love you guys, and you know it. And you can feel it by the way I'm talking to you with eye contact, which is rare now. Anthony, what do you got?
Hey, check me out this weekend at Laugh It Up in Poughkeepsie. You go to laughitup.net, get your tickets. We got Jim Norton coming through this weekend. Big old get. And, hey, if you're around in May, at the end of May, the 19th through the 21st, I'll be hanging out with Shuli Egger from The Howard Stern Show and The Shuli Show, formerly The Howard Stern Show. I'll be doing the AC Comedy Club. I will be doing the Fairfield Comedy Club. And who knows, maybe I'll even get a special from Nate Bargatze.
Anthony Zenhauser, which, doubt it. But Anthony Zenhauser, where can they find you? At Anthony, at Zen Comic?
No, they can't find me there.
Can they find you there?
No, they can't find me there.
Okay. Where can they find you?
Right here.
Okay. We're going to have Anthony back. Another home run, out of the park home run from this guy. Shannon, could you tell us where you'll be besides the doctors?
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982. Listen to my podcast, The Thing Is, Ding. We talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates, you can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. That's absolutely for free, but the best way to support the show is to go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use promo code MVI. That'll give you a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of this show, as well as every episode of every show on the Gas Digital Network, including 3 brand new shows this year. Yo MMA Rap, hosted by Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith. Wild Goose, hosted by Zach Wild and JD DeServio of Black Label Society. And Berg's Base, hosted by comedian Aaron Berg. If you have questions, comments, or your own investigation to submit, send it in to MikeVecchioneInvestigates at gmail.com. And if you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, and tell a friend. That's it.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us once again. How about it for Anthony Zenhauser? He's unbelievable, and he came in today to lend his expertise. Not a guest, a fellow investigator, and we appreciate him coming in. We appreciate Shannon limping in, and we appreciate Natalie holding down the fort. A lot of gratitude from this podcast right now. Follow and support Mike Vecchione Investigates, and we will see you guys next week. Guys, thank you for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if you go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. Thank you again for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates on the Gas Digital Network.